into this kind of stuff. One of them mentioned, do you know about the Cathar prophecy? And I said, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. So as we were rolling through all this stuff about Pistis Sophia and the vestures of light and all, I mean, there's levels of light and regions and realms, and it's just so mind-boggling, and I have no expertise there. So, as we're talking, he says there was a Cathar. They were a group of highly religious, well, not necessarily religious, whatever you want to call them. They were people of love. They were people that professed love and generosity and compassion and understanding, and they had a very nice existence, appears, until they were destroyed by the zealots of, you have to do it just this way, and you have to pray on one knee, or you stand on your head, or whatever it is. And they wouldn't do it. They were just peaceful people. This is what happened. This is the Cathar prophecy, light of the world. This is light. Light is what everything's made of. I don't care how you cut it. If you're made of light, and you are. We're all made of light. And this is what Pistis Sophia is all about, is that we are the light. Let there be light. That means let there be life. All right? That is atomic vapor, and it congeals and condenses into creatures. And 100% of it condenses into living things. So I have found nothing that was not alive at one time. Zero. Nothing. Stuff coming through space. 100%. And I've shown this over and over and over and over. And I will go against any geologist, any person that just wants to talk about the cosmos. It's filled with dust and debris, and they're saying it's a vacuum of space. We know none of that stuff is true. And that's why this guy, James Tour, he's upset. I'm upset. They won't listen. It's just like Max Planck said, science advances one funeral at a time. A guy's got to die before you get to another guy gets to be able to talk. Once they're on a stage, you're off the page. They're in control, and that's it. You're out of control. Now, this is what the prophecy was, and this is blowing my mind. I'm telling you, my mind is in real shattered right now. Like I said, I was quoting on, posting about this angel. Look, I couldn't find any defect in that thing that I could say absolutely for certain it was a fake. No way in the world. But I couldn't touch it, so I can't tell. However, if I was absolutely able to walk up and touch it, I could tell you for sure if it had been alive at one time, yes or no. 100% certain. I could tell you that. And I can tell you also about Stonehenge. We're going to go to that in a minute because they're making some big claims about Stonehenge now. It's always a scientist said. The scientist said everybody's trying to get an angle of a mystery so that they can get everybody, like this thing about this angel. I mean, I'm getting swarmed with people talking about it. More comments on that, more hits on that than virtually anything. And I think people realize we're in a situation right now that we could very well be the last generation. We don't do something. So here's what I'm thinking. Here's what this guy said. He says we're the most peaceful people on the face of the earth, and they're going to burn this guy at the stake for not bowing down to their religious leaders. So here's what happened. This is the Cathar prophecy. They are the light of the world. Now, there's a Cathar prophecy was spoken by the last known Parfait, Guillaume Belabeste, moments before he was interrogated and burnt at the stake in the Occitan region of southern France on August 24th, 8 a.m., 1321. This prophecy spoke of how we shall return in 700 years when the laurel turns green again. That was 699 years ago, marking 2021 as the year that prophecy begins to get fulfilled. I don't think it's a prophecy says, okay, Ben, it's done at 8 a.m. on the 24th in 2021 or 2022. It's all over and everything's perfect again. No, I think this is a start of illumination, of seeing the light. We're going to be going through Pistis Sophia and all that. I mean, this is just stunning. I mean, to me, it's stunning. And the things that I have found that support these ancient texts cannot be disputed. The dragon in the desert, my giant human beings, they're everywhere, literally everywhere, and now it's been realized, and now we as real scientists, chemists, and people that actually touch the molecules and the parts and the rocks, we're starting to take over. Because this nonsense that, light travels forever at the same speed, no, it's some tons of dust. We have no idea where things are in space, and we have no idea what they are in space. I know they're body parts of some sort. They're some kind of a creature's body. And Earth was a corpse and a body, said Jesus Christ. And he's right. And he said, when you find these truths, you will be I forget how he said it, but he said, you're going to be upset. You're going to marvel and you will wonder or something like that. Hold on, I got it right here. All right, he says, whoever discovers interpretations of these things will not taste death. Then this is the one. Those who seek, like us, should not stop seeking until they find. And you really got to do some digging. I'm telling you, everybody's putting up a little thing to try to convert you to this or that, the other thing. Just follow what you can see with your eyes, but you have to open your eyes. He said, when they find, they will be disturbed. That's it. They will be disturbed. Yes, indeed, you will be. Because you'll find out that nothing we've been told about by our teachers and our professors is really valid. When they are disturbed, they will marvel and will reign over all. As soon as you start to understand, you reign. All right? You're just one of the lackeys. If you don't understand, you are nothing more than a subservient of someone who wants to use you for whatever purposes they have in mind, whether it's good or bad. You are being used by them. And absolutely, academics are using the students right now. If you don't say exactly what they tell you to say, they will fail you, ruin your life, keep your money. And they say you can't get a good job unless you come here and pay us for a piece of paper that says you can say what we told you to say. So, James Torr, I loved the way he put it, and I am with him 100%, and you should be with us 100%. So, what we're going to be doing is podcasts, especially on there's a serious, deep, call it whatever you want, spiritual, religious, godly realm. Nobody understands. I mean, nobody. Now, maybe somewhere in the Vatican they know these stories and histories and they have these documents. But to the average person, this is just not even anywhere on their horizon. For me, if I hadn't found the mud fossils, I'd be laughing at some fool like me standing up saying all these things with no evidence. But with the evidence, there's no more laughing. All there is a dismissal and what I call the PhDs, because they are perfectly happy deluded. They are sucking your money down like a straw. This is hilarious. What was the heel stone used for at Stonehenge? The heel stone which is located on the horizon where the summer sunrise occurs, has traditionally served as a marker for the place on the horizon where the summer sunrise occurs. Every year, tens of thousands of people gather and stand and watch this spectacle like a sun. And then they just had this out today. This is so hilarious. Today this comes out, scientists debunk controversial theory of Stonehenge as a solar calendar. Well, it's a monument to a fallen giant, and if the heel stone is his foot, and the body is all of that circular thing. When I show you the body parts, you can't miss them once you start looking. And you can go up there and test it. You could actually take DNA. I'm sure you can get DNA out of there if you want. See that? That's the heel stone. It's way down here, and the body is up there. And I'm telling you, these are body parts. I'm going to show you right now. If you have an argument with that, I want to know why. I'm going to show you in some detail that is a heel stone, and these are literally body parts. And they also, I can see, all of these things had died in this great flood, which was not that long ago. These are on the surface of the earth. They didn't dig these up. I didn't dig any of my stuff up. And I have stuff that's just as impressive as this. All right, so how can you tell if Stonehenge is real or not? Well, first of all, again, the flat spots will tell you where that body part ended up. And this, again, I've told this story hundreds of times. Emmanuel Velikovsky, who is my personal hero, did all the research, and there was a flood only 3,500 years ago, and he claims that this was all part of that flood. And now Yale also has verified there was a flood. It's called endocardia. They have all kinds of different crazy things about it, but it was a world